Hi there, this is Amy. Thanks so much for stopping back. Tonight I'm going to show you how I painted this sunflower design. Pretty easy. Again, that's my point, is to try to do easy designs so that anybody can paint what I'm doing, or most anybody. I love sunflowers for one thing, so I thought, I haven't done sunflowers for a while, so I'm going to go ahead and do a new sunflower design. Tonight, in making this design, I am using School Bus Yellow, Sunflower, how appropriate. Both of those are, actually most all of the paints are going to be the Folk Art Enamels, Wicker White, my Yellow Citron, Coffee Bean, and Burnt Umber. Burnt Umber is the only one that's actually the multi-surface, and then Thicket. Alright, let me go ahead and get these moved away. And tonight, while painting the design, I'm going to be using a Filbert brush. It's a number 10 Royal Aquilon. Then a one-stroke brush, which will be a 12 flat brush. And then two scruffy brushes, the 3/4 brush, and then I'm not really sure the size on this one because the coating has come off. My guess is probably maybe a 10, maybe an 8, somewhere around in there. And then my dotting tool, my stylus. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start by using the School Bus Yellow and the Burnt Umber and just a touch of the Coffee Bean for my center of the biggest flower I'm going to do first. And I'm going to kind of turn my paper here because I want it to be pointing like it's looking that direction. So I'm going to start by tapping and just moving my brush around. And I know I've mentioned this before, I really need to get some new scruffy brushes. This one, all of mine have just about had it. I actually need to be tapping a little bit better so they're not so straggly looking. I want it to be pretty round looking for this one because it is an open flower. Just kind of make it look as neat as I can. Then I'm going to switch over to the other scruffy brush, basically load it the same way. And I'm just really kind of touching these in the paint and then patting them on my plate just to get them loaded. It's really nothing too hard. Biggest thing is just trying to get the center to look exactly the way you want it to. And on these I'm going to have the partial flowers as if they're looking in different directions. Alright. Now if you haven't already done this, if you like my videos, please make sure that you subscribe to them. Hit the bell so that you can get notifications whenever I submit a new video. I would appreciate it. I am trying to grow my channel this year, and that would really help me. Also, if you like my videos, give me a big thumbs up and share if you would. That helps get my videos out there and helps me build my channel. I certainly would appreciate it. I had my channel for a long time, but really didn't do a whole lot with it till the more recent years. And so I definitely would appreciate it. Now I'm going to go over to my Filbert brush, and I'm going to load it with the sunflower and the school bus yellow. And I like to try to pull, basically I loaded it like this, and I'm going to start with the darker color on top if I remember. Pull it around, and I like to try to do my leaves as I'm making them kind of go in different directions. Like say this one's going to go this way, then when I do this one it might go basically towards the one that's right next to it, and then I might come out here and pull this one this way. Kind of makes it look like it has some movement. And on this particular sunflower design, I am going to put 2 rows of petals. I used to just do 1 row, like this would be it. But then, you know, really looking at a sunflower, you know, they can often have 2 rows, or maybe even more. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm not really sure. Yeah, they definitely are a fun flower to paint. I like, and I love to decorate with them. Actually, I have upstairs in my dining room and living room, I have sunflowers. And when I paint, I like to pull from the center. I like to have some of that brown in there. So that is definitely intentional. And then I'm going to not put the petals all the way around the other 2. They're going to just be like partial. See, I like how that runs into that, down the petals. You could even dip your brush in some brown. The folk art enamels used to have a really nice, like more of a burnt orangey kind of brown that I used to love to do the petals with this, but they haven't made that for quite a while. I'm not really sure why. Must not have been a big seller. And I've really never taken the time to mix, to really get a feel for, you know, what I could mix up to actually come up with that color again. I'm sure there's some kind of a combination. If you would, you know, tell me below, what is your favorite flower? Whether you paint or not, you know, what is your favorite flower to see? Whether you bring them in your house, you plant them outside in your yard, or if you get a bouquet of flowers for a special occasion, what would you most likely want to see in your bouquet? I'd love to hear from you on that. Because I know I like roses. I definitely like them. But I don't have to like roses. I mean, I don't have to have roses. I don't have to like them either, but I love to paint them also. But I kind of feel like they're one that I tend to go to a lot anyway, so I try not to paint them too much when I'm doing videos, because I could probably paint them for every video. But see how it just kind of, it makes it look like you got some movement going on when you do the petals and they're going in different directions. They're not going like I said, you don't have to make your petals as long as I'm making them. You can make them shorter, make your center bigger, however you want to do it. But I like, you know, it looks kind of funky, and that's what I like. I want it to be funky. And I'm going to do the same over here. I'm just trying to go in between these petals if at all possible. It doesn't have to be, you know, precise. Any of you that listen to my videos, you know that's not part of my being, to be precise. I just think sunflowers are such a happy flower, if that makes sense. Oops. I just think they're so much fun. Now a lot of times I paint them with the flat brush, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to give this Filbert brush, because I've bought some new ones and I really like them. So I thought, you know, hey, I'm going to give it a try now. I like to go over, tap, tap, tap over what I just painted, just to kind of give it a more clean look, meaning that when I'm busy pulling paint from the centers like that, it can actually take away from the center that I've already painted. So then I kind of like to just go over the petals again, just to kind of clean it up. And then I'll come back in here with the smaller one, the smaller Scruffy, and do the same. Now when you're doing these partial flowers like this, you know, you can actually come back out here more if you want to have this sticking out a little bit further. That's fine too. Kind of makes it a little bit bigger looking. Like I said, it cleans up the spots where you actually were painting the petals of the flower, if it did any kind of excuse me, any kind of pulling up of the paint from the center. Alright, so next I'm going to go to my flat brush. I'm going to double load my greens, my citron yellow and my thicket. And like I said, I am not real precise with the double loading, and I'm going to have it to where I'm leading with the lighter green so that the actual darker will be what is more prevalent. And I like, in this instance, for the petal or the stem to be not straight down. Give it some character. And if you feel like you have too much of the dark green, you know, then turn it around and add some more of the lighter. I call it green. Looks green to me, but I'm going to go like that. Yeah, again, you can build on it. I like to kind of smooth them out here a little bit. Alright. You can, you know, do more or less with that if you want. Okay, then we're going to go in with the leaves. And basically I'm going to do, I like, with this type of leaves, like to do like a little bit of a V. And then make my strokes trying to come more with a pointed pointed petal for the leaf. You know, down to the point. And then just pull a little vein into it. And then come here and do the same. And you don't have to do that. I don't always. That kind of helps me mark where I need to be painting. Like that. Put one down in there. And then do another one the same way. On these I'm keeping all of them with the darker color to the outside, not doing any variations. Because like I said, if you have favorite leaves that you like to paint, you can vary them if you'd like, or Have them all the same color on one side is fine. Like I said, this is just really an easy pattern, like I've mentioned. And that's my intention. If you're visiting my channel and you think, well, gosh, this is just so simplistic, it's meant to be. It's not meant to be difficult. Not at all. Not my intention. So basically on these leaves, sometimes I do like a few little strokes here, and I push my brush out and then I pull it back up. And then I'm going to do it again. Do another one here. And do it again. And it's okay if the leaves touch. Definitely okay. I think it looks nice with a lot of leaves. I really do. And then we're just going to act like it's coming from there. Pretty simple. I hope you like this. Let me know if you have any questions also. Feel free to ask me questions down in the bottom. Especially when you're giving me your favorite flower. Alright, and then I'm going to put a couple of these bigger leaves. Again, I'm just pushing out, pulling in, kind of turning it a little bit. And then kind of doing little strokes here, pulling like that, and then doing this like that. Pretty easy. And here we go again. You don't have to make them as big, they don't have to be as long. They can go over the petals of the flower too. Oops, kind of released a little bit soon on that one. And we're almost finished, almost finished. I'm going to do a bigger leaf up here. Alright. And there we go. Now you can also, do something down here, whatever, but I'm going to leave it like this. The only other thing I'm going to add to it, and I hope I have enough paint to do this, is I do like to, on these, add some little dots to the centers. I think those are kind of fun. And on my sample I just did the yellow, the school bus, and then I did white. But you can also bring some brown, like the burnt umber or the coffee bean, down into the petals of the flower. I need to get a little bit more school bus yellow. Yep, like I said, pretty darn easy. Pretty darn easy to do. And that's what I like, is easy. Like I said, even with the yellow, you can go down into the petals some of the flower. They won't be seen as much, but because of London, but that's okay. Not a biggie. My white is acting a little funny. It's acting a lot funny. I mean, it just gives it a little, yeah, that's going to be too big. Like I said, my whites, for some reason, I've said this on other videos, they're either really runny or they're really thick. I'm not sure why there's a variance, but there is. It's hard to say. If you didn't want to do dots, another thing you could do is actually just take either a liner brush or something and just kind of dab some sunflower yellow into the center, and then that way that gives it some interest too, like the sun is touching it. It's giving it a kiss. Alright, so I believe that is it. We are finished. So again, if you have not subscribed to my channel yet and you like my videos, my flower painting videos, please make sure that you do hit the subscribe button and that you also hit the bell so that you get the notifications whenever I list a new video. Also, if you like the video, make sure you give me a big thumbs up and that you share the video with your friends. And until the next time, I appreciate you stopping by. You have a good one.